It's June 13th, and this is my garden journal for June. See, the daylilies are blooming. These are Russian Rhapsody, and I spent some time the other day pulling up a bunch of Bermuda at the end of this bed. These are Liatris, getting ready to bloom. See if I can keep my shadow out of here. And I cleared out all of our Nigella. It was all laying over. So that's the big bare spot there that I'm going to put some annuals that I started from seed, or a biennial actually. It's Evening Scented Primrose, I believe. Baptisia is all done blooming. Still makes a nice shrub. This spot is bare too. My Sweet William was here and it was just full of sheep sorrel. I had to pull it out. We'll have to start over with that. Echinacea are blooming. And that is the Pearl Glam Beauty Berry coming up. My obelisk lost its head. We had some trees taking it down and the tree fell on it, knocked it over, and its head came off. I have to get my dad to fix that. It was part of the top of it was rotten. He made it, so I think he'll fix it for us. These are Stokes asters that are blooming. I lost one, not sure why. I'm hoping I can get more of this lavender one to spread. Some weeds in there. There's some mountain mint coming out, blooming. Pollinators really like that. Amsonia, all done blooming, but leaving some nice foliage for texture. Those are the Mary Todd daylilies. I did not know that this feverfew would get so tall, or I wouldn't have put it in front of the daylilies, so it looks like I need to do some rearranging there. Somebody has decided to mow. Bee balm is blooming. There was a nice big pokeweed behind there. The feverfew. I put in some annuals that I started from seed. They're tiny, but we have some Evening Scented Primrose in the back, Cosmos, Salvia, and this is Jewels of Opar, which are little, but they're gonna get, I think, about 2 to 3 feet tall. The Evening Scented Primrose is a biennial, so I won't get blooms this year. I have to be patient. Snapdragons are blooming. These are the Buddha daylilies. And coming up there in the back is the cup plant that we moved in April, I believe it was. Getting tall. It will get taller than that. Behind it is a butterfly bush, blooming really nice. Unfortunately, I think I see a pokeweed in there too. I started some celosia from seed and some amaranth. Left them in their seed blocks, in the soil blocks, in the seed trays, and they got a little bit big. They were just in there too long, but I think they'll snap out of it. Maybe some more fertilizer. Aster, and the name escapes me at the moment. Aromatic aster, I believe is what it's called. Can't think of the botanical name. More mountain mint, which is interesting to me how low it is over here. Not getting much sun, but normally it gets really tall. This is a deciduous holly. I had 3. That one over there is being overtaken by river oats. If I dig it out, it's going to destroy the bush, so it's kind of danged if I do and danged if I don't. Autumn joy sedum. Trying to move some of this around the garden for continuity. In that pot is another deciduous holly. It is the male variety, which I had one back there in that corner that died, so it's its replacement. Butterfly bush here blooming, slightly different color. It's supposed to be the same color. Put some more annuals in here. These are zinnias. Trying to remember which ones those are. I think they're Benary's Giant Carmen. That is a black-eyed Susan. Some more daylilies that are not blooming yet. And I didn't deadhead at that Stella d'Oro. But this is this is Celosia and some Cosmos, Rubenza Cosmos. The seeds didn't start germinate real well this year. So I don't know. Here's another Nigella that needs to come out. It's all fallen over, but the seed heads are interesting. It's another aster there. Those bloom in about October. This butterfly bush is blooming. And some more sedum. I do like the nice round shapes it makes. And some not so nice weeds. We have been pulling up this weed. I don't know why it's so prolific this year, but obviously I let it go to seed last fall. Pokeweed. Over here is our shady area. This is a mist flower. It looks like I have a little bud right there. Another lovely pokeweed. We have some hostas under here. This is very dry shade, so they've been here a few years, several years, and they're just not thriving. Try to give them more water this year. I have some things that I'm going to be planting in here. That is a lamium. And over here I have a Everillo carex that I just got. There's a Dicentra blooming. See if I can get close to it. There. Oops. It's a guacamole hosta. And over here I have an elegans hosta, which looks a little chewed on. I have 3 heuchera that were given to us as an anniversary gift in April. I'm just watering them, trying to keep them alive till I get them in the ground. This is a epimedium. It puts out these flowers, and they're teensy tiny, but it's supposed to like dry shade, so hopefully it'll do well here. I have some lily of the valley there that I've kind of got mixed feelings about. I dug it up from another area to move here. I know it's kind of aggressive, but I'd like something to help fill in here. And another heuchera. This one's called Indian Summer Blackberry Ruffle. That is a geranium. I want to say it's called Roseanne. It has never thrived here. I get about And it only gets about that big and it blooms, maybe one flower. Fothergilla, that is, needs a little help. Tree branches down in there. Beautiful, cute little bottle brush flowers in the spring and beautiful fall color. And there's a vine growing in there. It comes back every year. Biggest change in the garden recently has been that we had 2 big river birch taken out, and it's left a mess that I'm trying to work at. These viburnum, I'm trying to do I guess you call it a restorative prune. So we're engulfed by the trees, and now they're just big and leggy. Our oak leaf hydrangea are blooming, or they have been. They're starting to fade a little bit. Our porch that needs some work. Always something to do. Vegetable garden is coming along. Got tomatoes in every one of these beds every year. I plant too many tomatoes, and I say I'm not going to do that, and then I do it again. I did weed in here, and these are not weeds. These are little tiny tomatoes. They're coming up from our compost. One might wonder why I even bother to start tomatoes. Just spread the compost and the tomatoes will come. I need to get these tomatoes wrapped around their strings. Also have some peppers, different varieties of pepper. Here's a basil plant. I have some flowers mixed in here. They're a little small and insignificant right now. There's a nasturtium plant. I think it's Alaska. Calendula's blooming now. Don't ever have to plant that. If you grow calendula, you know, I can't talk today. If you grow calendula, you know it just keeps coming back. Tomatoes are getting big. This is a black cherry tomato. I'm hoping they'll grow up this ladder mesh trellis we have here. And over in this bed we have more compost plants coming up, and I need to get them out. I think these are turnips. I may leave a couple, but I don't want to swamp the tomatoes. Some dill, it's blooming. That is lemongrass. I've never grown that before. I think I can take the clothes shop of it now, trying to protect things from the little rabbits. Weeds that need to come up. I'm going to put some beet seeds in here. It's late in the season for beets, however, this bed is pretty shady, so I'm hoping that they will do okay. Some lettuce that, once again, left it in the soil blocks too long because I was weeding, but that one's looking pretty good. This is Butter Crunch, and that is Merlot. Borage is looking pretty. Pollinators are liking that. Cardinal vine coming up. Well, it doesn't look like much now, but it will cover up this little fence. And there's cardinal vine from last year that needs to come up, but the hummingbirds love that stuff. Out here in the back 40, as I like to call it, on our cattle panel trellis, we have peas. They're sugar snap peas. I'm not sure of the variety. There we have some rattlesnake beans coming up from last year. They're pulling the peas down, but I think the peas are about done. It's starting to get hot and they don't like that. This bed has been weeded multiple times, but they still keep coming up. And I can't seem to get it mulched. This is lima beans. It didn't germinate very well. Some open space there for another variety of cucumbers that I'm waiting for, that I ordered. And I want to put some Seminole pumpkins down there. Never tried those before. Supposed to be squash bug resistant, or at least less appealing. These are Beet Alpha cucumbers. Used to be somewhat resistant to cucumber beetle. These are pole beans, greasy bean, lazy wife, because this wife is kind of low energy. Empty spot. Well, it's not empty, it's got weeds, right? This is a butterfly bush that is huge and smells really nice. Believe it or not, I've grown these forever, and I just realized last year that they have a nice scent. That is about the state of the garden today. Still lots of work to do, as always.